Ozeron Funeral Services, under the supervision of Mr. Ronald Chimpanga, the Director of Operations, offers the following services: body care, caskets, coffins, tombstones, and long-distance transport. We also provide tents, chairs, and lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 161213. That is 0976 161213. Or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingston. Horizon Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've invited the first.
It's almost here. Your gateway to the north is loading in preparation for those wanting to explore the region. That's right, Kasama Airport has been upgraded and will soon be opening its doors to travelers. Explore Kasama through your gateway to possibilities. Zambia Airports Corporation Limited. Keep flying.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news for 1830. The headlines. Zalawu expecting timely payments of salaries as government implements the 2024 national budget. Government urged to make farming block accessible to small-scale farmers. Eritrea responds to Abe's controversial Red Sea remark. And to present the news in detail, my name is Judith Morbe. The Zambia United Local Authorities Workers Union has appreciated the 1.4 billion kwacha allocation to the local authorities under the Local Government Equalization Fund and turning the same into a recurrent grant commencing the year 2024. Union President Emmanuel Mwinsa says the 20% additional funds to the Local Government Equalization Fund will enable local authorities to prioritize the payment statutory obligations and salaries at gross without any delay. Mr. Mwinsa has since advised the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to ensure that the criteria to allocate the said fund amongst local authorities are quickly developed. He has further urged the ministry to trade cautiously as they shall be looking into the apportionment of the SEM between the councillors and the employees as the two parties draw their personal emoluments from the SEM basket.
This was our advocacy and dream come true from the time when government did commendable strides by increasing the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, the allocation which now takes care of the capital project component. It is our gratitude that the 20% additional funds to the Local Government Equalization Fund will enable local authorities to prioritize the payment of statutory obligations gross without any delay. We therefore give timely advice to the parent ministry by ensuring that the criteria to allocate the said fund amongst local authorities is quickly developed.
Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has dispelled as mere propaganda and misinformation a state by Opposition Patriotic Front Acting President Given Lubinda that the Zambian National Service is selling millimil at their plants at a subsidized price of 150 kwacha. Mr. Mwetwa said contrary to the falsehoods, the Zambian National Service is selling a 25 kg breakfast bag of millimil at 220 kwacha, while Shoprite is selling the same at 230 kwacha. ZNS is selling a bag of roller meal at 180 kwacha, while Shoprite is selling the same at 190 kwacha. He also indicated that government has received information that there are other millers who want to come on board and join ZNS in providing cheaper millimil. He says the program by the Zambia National Service to provide cheaper millimil is on and will continue.
We have people who were in government and still have the audacity and the propensity to tell lies to the nation. It tells you what type of leadership they offer on the table. Leadership of propaganda, leadership of misinformation, leadership of shying away from the truth. We know that they are greatly taken aback with this kind of move by ZNS to be able to provide millimil which is cheap and affordable to the citizens. And I also want to indicate here that we do have information of other millers coming on board to join the alumni of ZNS to try and see how they can join to provide millimil which is affordable to Shoprite and other chain stores that will come on board.
The cost of living for a family of 5, as measured by the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, Basic Needs and Nutrition Basket, for the month of September 2023 in Lusaka, increased to 9,146 kwacha 06 ngwe from 8,850 kwacha 38 ngwe around the same time period in September last year. JCTR Social and Economic Development Program Manager Muchimba Siamachoka has attributed the increase to an increase in the prices of food items such as roller millimil, which increased from 180 kwacha 83 ngwe per 25 kg bag to 217 kwacha 0.14 ngwe per 25 kg bag. Ms. Siamajoga says the September basket underscores the impacts of seasonal shifts, particularly as the nation transitions into the hot season, on the contents of both the food and non-food components within the basket. She has since called on the government, civil society, and the private sector to have open and honest conversations, collaborate, and develop sustainable strategies that address the root causes of high cost of living. She says some interventions may include adopting an approach that encompasses measures that combat inflation, increase income levels, and enhance the accessibility and affordability of essential goods and services, including fuel pump prices that have continued to have a negative effect on the cost of commodities and cost of doing business.
The month-on-month overall basket, under reflection, observed a temporary reduction. It is essential to acknowledge that this reduction is far from sufficient to addressing the overarching issue, being that the cost of living, largely driven by the prices of commodities, remains prohibitively high for the majority of the Zambians. This persistent challenge continues to burden the Zambian citizens, particularly the vulnerable and marginalized segments of society, as evidenced by the 2022 Living Conditions Monitoring Survey.
Tourism Minister Rodney Skumba has arrived in Samarkand, Uzbekistan for the 25th session of the United Nations World Tourism Organization General Assembly. Speaking on arrival at the Congress Center, the venue for the event, the minister said the General Assembly is an auspicious event for Zambia to recast aspirations of being a preferred tourism destination in Africa and the world. He said the country has realized an increased interest in wanting to come to Zambia to invest in various sectors, including tourism. Mr. Skumba said at this event, Zambia wants to market itself as a hospitality destination, as shown during the first ever hospitality summit that was held in June this year. He announced Zambia's plan to host a global summit on Brand Africa in April 2024, an event that will bring together chief executive officers from various tourism agencies in the world to brainstorm on how best to market Africa as one destination. He said African tourism ministers have heeded to package Africa as Africa by different heads of state.
During one of the executive council meetings, which I'm a member of, we were able to now put Zambia as one of the hospitality destinations by way of having to bring in the first ever hospitality summit, which was held this year. We will be having a second one this time around to be more of a global summit that will be held in Zambia sometime in April. We will be able to now position Zambia as a hospitality destination. Why are we calling it hospitality destination? Because just last year, during one of the executive council meetings, which I'm a member of, we were able to now put Zambia as one of the hospitality destinations by way of having to bring in the first ever hospitality summit.
The Zambian Civil Liberties Union has extended its appreciation to Home Affairs Minister Jack Mwimbu for his advocacy during the 74th session of the Executive Committee of the High Commissioners Program, EXCOM, in Geneva. The advocacy is aimed at securing an increased operational budget for refugees and fostering greater opportunities for Zambian employment within the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, both locally and internationally. Union Deputy Executive Director Maurice Makalu says the initiatives hold the potential to significantly benefit the refugee community and the local citizenry alike. Mr. Makalu is, however, concerned about the historical issue of low deliverables associated with the utilization of international refugee funds by the Zambian government, which has raised concerns among the international donor community. He says despite generous contributions from governments such as Belgium, Japan, Sweden, Germany, and the World Bank, who allocated support for local integration programs in the past, there had been a glaring absence of tangible outcomes for refugees on the part of the previous Zambian government.
Towards alleviating this problem of refugees and enhancing their integration into the Zambian society, specifically their citizenship and naturalization. But nothing was done tangibly for the benefit of the refugees, despite resources being advanced. We are also concerned about from the previous administration and now even the current administration to utilize laws that already exist, like Section 49 of the Refugees Act, to naturalize refugees.
In other stories trending this evening, Copperbelt Province Minister Elisha Matambo has expressed displeasure in the manner the main contractor is administering the construction works of the Chingola-Kasumbalesa Road. The Zambian Churches Monitoring Group is deeply concerned about the prolonged vacancy in the position of the Chief Electoral Officer at the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Small Scale Farmers Development Agency, SAFADA, has called on the government to put in place appropriate measures which will not discriminate against the small-scale farmers in accessing land in the farm blocks across the 10 provinces. SAFADA Chief Executive Officer Boyd Morwe says the government should not eye for foreign investors in accessing the farm blocks against the local farmers. Mr. Morwe says SAFADA therefore has a pending plan to establish an agriculture center of excellence specifically for small-scale farmers, aiming at reaching out to 40,000 small-scale farmers. He says the center is designed to train small-scale farmers in various skills of agriculture science, technology, and strengthening business relationship between the small and the private sector. Mr. Morwe says the center will have an administration block, laboratory block, crop and livestock production demonstration blocks, and a comprehensive agriculture transformation marketing center.
To transform agriculture is not a thing that can be done overnight. It requires a bit of some time and good funding, and also engaging the people, the Zambian people, into agriculture. We cannot just transform the agriculture sector from an open platform. Of course, we need participants to participate, but we have to engage people into various activities.
From Radio Business News, we mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now in foreign news, authorities in Eritrea said they would not be drawn into conversations about Ethiopia's access to the Red Sea following controversial comments from Addis Ababa. While addressing lawmakers, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said access to the Red Sea is a matter of existence for his country. Here's a roundup from the BBC.
The White House has said that U.S. officials are hoping that the Rafah crossing between the Gaza Strip and Egypt can be opened for a few hours later on Monday to allow some people to leave. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has been holding talks with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after visiting 6 Arab countries in the past few days. The Israeli army says it's evacuating thousands of residents living within 2 kilometers of the Lebanese border. One Israeli civilian was killed on Sunday in a Hezbollah missile strike on a village. The chief Israeli military spokesman has accused Iran of ordering recent Hezbollah attacks. India's Supreme Court has rejected a plea by a woman seeking an abortion after 26 weeks of pregnancy because of health problems. In most cases, the legal limit for terminations in India is 24 weeks. The United Nations has expressed concern about the recruitment of child soldiers in Sudan. Rapporteur on trafficking in persons, Siobhan Mullally, said unaccompanied children and those from poor families were allegedly being targeted by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces.
And finally, in sports news, Zambia women's national team trio has been named in the best 11 of the 2023 Hollywood Bets COSAFA Women's Championship. Defenders Esther Siamfuko and Lushomo Mwemba have been named alongside midfield ace Everine Susan Kato. Zamfoot Crew reports that Siamfuko was impressive at right in the absence of the regular Margaret Belemu, while Lushomo Mwemba a pillar in the heart of the Copper Queens defense. Katongo was a busy body in midfield for the 2022 WAFCON bronze medalists and set up 2 of Sarah Jerry's 4 goals. And that sporting item brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Sulao expecting timely payments of salaries as government implements the 2024 national. Government urged to make farming block accessible to small-scale farmers. Eritrea responds to Abiy's controversial Red Sea remark. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwapem. Good evening.